What would you do if you were running WPP today?
I'd break it up. I don't think it's gone. It's served its purpose. It's gone. And the senior management of WPP have no financial interest in the company, virtually nothing. So there is a separation of ownership and control. It's a job, so they want to retain their jobs. It's rather like what's happened in Australia. They bring in a guy from Germany who loses the confidence of people inside the business. WPP have come along and bailed them out. I mean, he doesn't care. I mean, he got
That would be the same for Omnicom as well, then?
he got a large payment for coming into the business. He'll probably get a large payment on his exit from the business. No, Omnicom is different. I mean, Omnicom, John Wren has been at it for many, many years. I don't think I've said this before. He doesn't have a strategic bone in his body, but he does execute well. But I was talking to an investment banker yesterday and knows them well. I think John has been very shrewd during the COVID crisis. He put in massive provisions, which nobody has really raised a question about. And I think Omnicom is probably likely to emerge from this recession. The other thing that shocks me is that Omnicom is the only agency group that doesn't report supposedly net revenues. Actually, they do. If you go to their presentations, all you have to do is to subtract pass-through costs, and their top line is actually down at the end of the third quarter by about 8%, which is roughly the same as WPP. And people are focused on the top line because of the pass-through costs, and because Omnicom tends to be a bit much more of a black box from an analytical point of view. But they have done better than people think, and they've taken very heavy provisions. They took provisions for 1 million square feet of office space. IPG took for 500,000 square feet of office space. These are sort of non-cash provisions. Must be some cash provisions there as well, but basically non-cash provisions that will buttress their profitability as they go into 21. So you should see a sharp snapback. The big question about the holding companies is whether it's a dead cat bounce in Q2. I mean, in Q2 was the worst this year. It'll be the easiest to cycle. But WPP this morning said they're not going to get back to 2019 until 22. So the rebound next year, which you would have expected, when you look at the GDP, -4 to 5 this year, +4 to 5 next year, maybe 5 to 6 next year. So, and just as we're talking, I'm seeing headlines saying that from Goldman saying that the consensus underestimates the rebound. So we'll see what happens. I'm very bullish on 21 because of the GDP rebound driven by vaccines, the tailwinds from Euro 21 and Tokyo 21, however those tournaments are implemented, however full on they are. And last but not least, the tailwinds that are around us, the micro tailwinds around us that make life for us really interesting next year around BMW and around Mondelez and everything else.